Yo, what's good? It's your boy Lo, man, and we're back for another episode of The World According to Lo. I'm in here getting ready to get into this pod. If you don't know, if you're listening to this, I can tell you right now that I'm lighting the sage. We're getting the sage going. We're cleansing the room and getting the atmosphere around us right. Today, I'm going to do a little something different on this episode. First off, let me explain who I am for my new listeners. My name is Aloysius Ballard. Everybody calls me Lo for short. I am an award-winning filmmaker, content creator, digital coordinator, just a creative at heart. If you want to know what it is I do, I am in video production and just a walking ball of creativity and concepts and ideas. That's who I am, man. So with that being said, the podcast is simply just my experiences, people I come in contact with, how I see the world through my industry, through my life, being a husband, father, and I'm working on this, so bear with me. But, just coming from behind the spotlight to in front of the camera, sharing these experiences, because I believe that if we die with the treasures and the lessons we've learned and we don't pass them on, then we're living very selfishly. So I don't want to do that. I want to die empty. I heard that from my brother, and it always sticks with me that I want to die empty. When my time comes, I want to have given all that I can to help make this world a better place and help empower others. With that being said, welcome to the podcast. I'm so happy you pulled up. Go back and check out some of the other ones. I will tell you, I am learning along the way. And isn't that how life works, man? Sometimes when we jump out and we do something new, it takes us, we want to just be great at it. But guess what? I didn't just become great at videography, at film, at creating ideas in a day. It took me countless hours. It took me a while, a lot of bumps and bruises, a lot of mistakes to get to where I could be an expert in my field. So with that being said, today we're going to do something different. We have been talking about self-development and how to improve our lives. We have some goals that we're working towards this year. I hope you're working on yours. But in that, we're going to take a break today because I've had some really serious situations that I've been coming across as far as friends and people that I know in my journey, in my life. And I just want to take a little bit of time to talk about, how are we dealing with the test trials, with the things that we have to face in life where, it sucks. And some of my friends, for the sake of privacy, I'm just not going to name names, but I have some people who are dealing with mental struggles, like their mental health is not, in the strongest of places because of things that they're facing, things outside of their control. And I'm a person, if you know me or if you don't know me, I'll tell you, I am very consistent. I'm very loyal to the people that I connect with. And because of that, there are things that, you want to do to support your friends, your family, just people that you spend time with. And because of that, you have to learn how to be there, but not be overtaken. Now let's talk about that. A lot of times we are in a position, we'll get a phone call, somebody you're close to, or even somebody you fool with will say, hey man, you can say, hey, what's going on? How's everything? Oh man, everything is bad. My mom or my dad is this, they're not doing well health wise, or, you may have a situation where, money's tight, and, my kid, I may not have custody of my kids, or, I found out like, I'm having a baby that I can't afford, or just different things, man, that we have to face out of our control or unknowingly that pop up in our lives. People lose their jobs, they get cut, or maybe, you got to come up with some money that you didn't know you had to, or maybe you facing health issues that you didn't think you would have to face. A lot of people are facing things. A lot of people are in very tense situations in life. And some of that is just self-awareness of where you think you should be. Some of that is us just desiring different things from where we are in life. And I'm there at times, I have to constantly work on not allowing negativity to over influence me and to consume my mind and my thoughts, because I've realized something. People can say they care about you. People can even, come across as, hey, I really want to see you do well. And I don't doubt people's intentions of wanting to see that and wanting to have that happen. But here's the thing. They can't control your life. They can't control the elements in your life. They can only be there, right? You could have issues at work. You could have issues at home. Nobody can be you except you. And I say that because it is so important that we understand that the things we face in life, the things that we go through, are our problems to conquer. Now, sometimes therapy helps. Talking to someone definitely helps. Or finding some time for yourself to process how you feel. These are things that help us, right? But a lot of times we feel guilty when we take time to do these things. So a lot of times we feel guilty about wanting to put our needs and concerns first. And that's not how it should be. I say this all the time. When you fly on a plane, the captain tells you something, right? He says, in the case of an emergency, listen to me. In case of an emergency, it is imperative, it is important, by all means, listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth, that you put your mask on first before you try to help or assist anybody else. Those are words from someone who can see what's coming when you can't. Whatever your faith beliefs, whatever your notions of a higher being or presence, God sees things about us where we can't always see, right? We don't know what lies ahead. But even a captain in the human form knows that I'm flying this thing, I'm taking you to a destination where you can't see what I see. But in the case of an emergency, turbulence, things going bad, I want you to be concerned about yourself first, your safety. And it's okay. Because once you're safe, once you have yourselves, once we have ourselves in a position of safety, of just where we have done everything we can do to prepare ourselves for what could transpire, now we are free to help someone else. But we don't really ever do that, do we? A lot of times we are more concerned about helping someone before we help ourselves. Because that's what we've been conditioned to do. That's what we're taught. My father taught me, hey, make sure your sister's good. Never told me to make sure I was good. Because that's not what we're taught. He said the same thing to my sister. Hey, make sure your brother's straight. We're often taught in life to look out for somebody else before we look out for ourselves. I'm talking to multiple people recently that have situations that are dire. Not, I just want to lose 5 pounds, I need to lose 10 pounds. Not that superficial stuff. I'm talking about real life issues, real life problems. It's a blessing when life is good. And if you're listening to this podcast, before you get rid of, you move on to something else, just hear me out, because sometimes life is great. Sometimes life is good. Sometimes life is in a situation where we feel like it's smooth sailing. See, that's the thing about life. We never know when the turbulence comes. I've flown countless flights. Sometimes even on the prettiest of days, there's turbulence that I can't see. That even looks like it shouldn't even exist. It looks like it shouldn't even be any type of disturbance on a day like today. I'm talking about beautiful clouds. You ever really just taken a great flight where you're above the clouds, where the clouds are the floor, and you just see nothing but beautiful blue? The sun is shining. It's like a picture. It's like a painting. Like there's something to that. There's something to seeing that kind of life, peace, that kind of tranquility. And then the plane shakes. And then you drop in an air pocket. And that anxiety you feel because you didn't expect any kind of disruption. That's what my friends are going through right now. They were flying, beautiful weather, life was good. And then turbulence happened. And depending on what part of the story you're on, if you're in the turbulence, I want you to hear what I'm saying. Secure your mask first. Make sure your mental health is good first. Take time for yourself to make sure you're good. Do the things and the steps that are necessary for you to prepare for what's coming. Here's a quick commercial break. Patrol grooming always helps me look my best. There is no better feeling than my wife walking up to me and telling me that my beard looks and smells amazing. And if you know me, then you know that I love giving back to my community. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go visit patrolgrooming.com. That's right, patrolgrooming.com. And I want you to look around, shop, do whatever you need to do, get all the items you need. But when you get to the end, when you get ready to check out, I want you to use my code LOYALTYCREW. That's right, Loyalty Crew. Because loyalty in this community always will reward you. That's right. So guess what? Go to patrolgrooming.com, use my code LOYALTYCREW, and tell me, hey, listen, this is the best part. I want you to tell me how incredible you love this product. It smells amazing. The ingredients are all there that you can see what you're putting on your face. And I'm telling you, like, I don't fool with a lot of facial products or hair products, but man, do I love Patrol Grooming. That's right. So go visit today, patrolgrooming.com, and use that code LOYALTYCREW for a discounted price off. There's a scripture in the Bible that talks about being careful that you be overtaken with the same thing that the person you're helping is facing. I remember one time I was growing up and we went out to a place called Martin's Lake. My family had a resort space there. We had a cabin spot and my dad had set it up to where we can go out. They had a big, nice lake where you could swim out. There was a little platform in the middle and you could like jump off and like dive and all kind of little slides and stuff in the middle of this lake. And it was about a 20, 30 yard swim out to this wooden float deck that they had in the middle of the lake. Now, I was always athletic. I've always been in great shape. And it was nothing for me to swim out 30 yards and, go. Now, my boy, my cousin, he thought he could make it. I told him probably just take one of the floaty, paddle out canoes or something, and then get out and then get up and you can just, roll back. But being kids, he wanted to be like us. We are older. And I told him, I can swim this back and forth. Like, I don't think you're ready for this. So I get out, I jump in, I'm hitting strides. I make it to the wooden plank. And as I'm climbing up, I'm hearing all these screams sounding really muffled as I'm climbing and pulling myself up out of the water. I turn around and I don't see anything at first. I just see people waving their hands, trying to get our attention. And when I look and I see, and I'm looking to see what they're talking about, another kid who was just happening, his family was at the park as well, says, I think somebody's in the water. And when he says it, my cousin's head comes up just enough for me to see where he is. He's about halfway. He's about 15 yards in. And now he's tired and he's going under the water. It was like instincts. I jump in. I don't hesitate. I hit the water fast. I'm swimming to him because I don't want to see him die. I don't want him to drown. My mind is thinking, we gotta save him. I gotta save him. I get to him, and he's so relieved to see help coming that he grabs me around my neck. I remember this like it was yesterday. He grabs me around my neck and he grabs on with dear life to the point where now he's choking me because he's tired and he's just trying to make sure he doesn't go back under the water another time. But what he doesn't realize is that even though I have the strength to get us back to shore, that I can't do it if you're choking the life out of me. So I tell him I can't breathe, but he doesn't let go. Matter of fact, when I start to go under the water, he clenches even tighter and begins to walk up my back. So now his survival kicks in, but it's pushing me further into danger. See, sometimes we rush into situations because we react instinctively. But a lot of times we aren't even trained on how to handle the situations we're running into, right? There was a lot of things that were good about my intentions in that situation. There were a lot of things that were commendable about my desire to help someone I love. But it didn't take away the fact that I was in harm's way, that I was in danger, simply because I had not fully prepared myself before I could help someone else. So, whatever reason of instinct, whatever reason of chance, I somehow free my arm enough to elbow him in the face. Bow! I hit him so hard it startled him to where he laid back, and I was able to grab him and doggy paddle us to shore. His nose was bleeding, swollen, but he survived. I remember breathing and feeling the sand and the ground and the shore, and noticing things about that moment that I hadn't noticed when I walked out to go to the deck the first time. Everything felt new. Everything felt surreal. Because now I had gone through something where I realized, like, I should have never done that in the first place. I saw him exhausted, tired. We both laid there, just overwhelmed with the whole experience. Everybody ran out. People were telling me, "Oh my God, you saved him. You saved him." Our parents were frantic. By this time, someone had ran and told them. They were checking on him. My mom, my parents checking on me. "Are you okay? Did you swallow any of the water? Let's get you looked over." And I just wanted to sit there and appreciate the fact that I did not die trying to save someone else. The culture, the society that we now live in is like that lake. Every day we get up, we're just trying to make it to a safe point, just trying to swim to the next destination, the next place we want to be. Sometimes we're me, then sometimes we're my cousin. I encourage each of you to just assess daily what it is you're doing and to understand if that is the best process for you to arrive where you need to be. See, my cousin could have avoided all of that. He could have not had a bloody nose. He could have not had a swollen face. He could have still been enjoying a good time. Had he listened, to some advice that would have got him to where he needed to be, just maybe in a fashion that he didn't necessarily want. If he would have canoed out or rode one of the water bikes out to the deck, he would have had the support he needed to arrive at the destination that he wanted to be. Sometimes we put our people in harm's way by not using those processes, by not using the tools that we have available to us. And that's selfishness that causes us to put unnecessary people in negative spaces. That day changed me. It changed me. I'm telling this story. I can still remember the water, tasting that salty whatever that lake fishy taste. All of it. Unnecessarily. There was a lot I learned that day, man. A lot I learned. But I'm sharing it here because Like I said, a lot of people are going through a lot of things. Sometimes the best self-development is understanding that it's okay for us to put ourselves first. That it's okay for us to just make sure we're good, man. Life is too short. Life is too precious for us to be making unnecessary mistakes. The pressure of doing it the way somebody else did or is doing can put you in unnecessary harm's way. What you perceive people are going to think of you for doing it a different way. So what you start your brand, your business, your new career, your education, who cares how you started? Get there the safest way possible and then enjoy it when you're there. Just like my cousin, it wasn't about how he got to the destination. We weren't thinking about that. I was focused on getting there my own way. But he didn't know that. See, he thought we were going to make fun of him. He thought we were going to laugh because he had to ride a border bike or take a canoe. That was your own experience. That was your own journey. Doesn't matter how or what anybody else thought. I wanted to take this podcast just to say, don't be overtaken unnecessarily. On either side of the story. I want to encourage you to know that your life matters, man. Whether you know it or not. My thoughts have been with the family of Miss USA who had just interviewed Denzel Washington, who had just won a very prestigious. She had done amazing things with her life. Becoming Miss USA is no small feat. She had deals that people would give great sacrifice and items to be in her shoes. And she still struggled in a way that made her feel like the only way out of it was to jump from the 29th floor of a 60-story building. My heart goes out to people because I really sympathize and I hurt seeing people feel like there's no solution for the hurt that they feel. All of us have to be better. We have to be kinder. We have to be more willing to consider others. I don't care if it took extra long with your food and you had to be to work. There's so many scenarios that go into play with us giving into frustration and to negative vibes versus just deciding to be better and kinder and nicer. That starts with a choice. My cousin could have said they should have moved the deck closer. He could have said a number of things to give blame to someone else. But the truth of it is, you had never swam that far and your body wasn't conditioned to do what you were asking it to do. So you cramped up and you needed saving. He could have blamed me for busting his nose and swelling his face. Unbeknownst to the fact that had I not, we both would have perished. I wouldn't be sitting before you today. I wouldn't be talking to you today. God was merciful in my judgment as well as his. And that's sometimes what we need, man, is a little mercy. I hope you enjoyed this podcast today, man. I really just wanted to spend the time today just talking with you and sharing with you that story, and to send some love and just positive vibes to whoever needs to hear this. Because it is okay for you to put your mask on first. It is okay. Shout out to my Patreon group, where we're creating a community of positive and supportive vibes. I'm going to be launching new content, teaching people how to learn about the skill sets that I have, as well as talking and bringing in guests to help people understand, different industries, skills, topics that help us grow, man, that help us create the worlds we want to live in. This is just a piece of my world, man. I hope you truly enjoy. If you are interested in that, you can find me on Patreon and join the Loyalty Crew. Loyalty is big with me. The Loyalty Crew starts at like $5 a month and goes up from there. But regardless of what, everybody gets access to the same things. It's just how much you want to support your boy. Anything you can do helps us make more productions like this, and just helps us keep creating content. You can always find me at AloysiusBallard.com, as well as our sponsor, the BepsNetwork.com, where, they are helping creatives grow and get more exposure through community. And yeah, man, shout out to Patrol Grooming also for always keeping us laced and looking good with the man care products. And before I get out, man, once again, just know that I love you, and that I just want to see you at your best. Until next time, man, it's your boy Lo. I'm gonna get out of here on this one. Peace.